Hey guys, how are you? Are we live? This should be Facebook, and this should be YouTube, and this should be Instagram. Let's see if we can get this live. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. I wanted to come on live and show you some of the things that we've been doing in the Wreath of the Month Club group. All right, so here we go. We're live over here on Instagram. Welcome, you guys. How are you? If you don't know who I am, just let me introduce myself. I am Julie Samako. I'm owner of Southern Charm Wreaths. We teach the art of faux florals and wreath making to online community. So here, I teach it here on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, on Instagram. We're all over the place, but we also have an exclusive community of our wreath makers. It's called Wreath Making of the Month Club. So I wanted to come on here and show you some projects that we've been working on and did the last couple of days, and then also answer any of your wreath making questions. So if you have any wreath making questions, please, please, please ask them and let me help you out. If you I do this once a month in our Wreath Making of the Month Club group. We come on live, just answer any questions that you might have regarding your wreath making. No matter what you're doing with your wreath making or your faux florals designing, as long as you're trying to find joy, that's what I want to help you with, okay? I want to help you find joy, whether that be making for your own home, whether that be giving away for gifts or donating to charities for, a silent auction for charities or something like that, so that you can help another organization out, something that's near and dear to your heart. Maybe it's a church fundraiser. Maybe you just want to give away as gifts. We do gifts for nursing homes. We do gifts for our family members during the holidays. We do gifts for that special someone in our life who just gave birth to a new baby. They need a wreath on their front door, or maybe they need one of those big fancy bows on their mailbox, So, or maybe it's some of you who really just want to start to sell your items online in order to help pay for those family expenses. I did all of those things. I started off making for my own home, and donating to silent auctions, giving away as gifts, selling. I've done all of it, so I can help you. What are your questions? I'm here for you. While I'm watching some questions come in, let's see, we've got questions coming over here on Instagram too. I'm watching you guys. So hi, how are you? So just let me show you while we're getting your questions. Let me go ahead and pull up Facebook too so that I can see questions over there. Let me go to Facebook. Let's see. I always forget I have to switch. Facebook always changes things up. Actually, all of the social medias, they're always changing, aren't they? Always changing. I'm just going to pull it up. So I just want to be able to see your message, your comments, your questions is what I'm trying to say out of my mouth. It's late here. I'm actually usually in bed by now because it's kind of late here in the East Coast. Where's everybody from? I love watching our little wreath business all over reaching people from all over the world. Hello, Jackie. How are you? Jackie's waiting to make an Easter wreath. Yes. Debbie, she uses small glue. Okay, somebody's asking about the glue skillet. So let me show you. This is the design that we did in our Wreath Making of the Month Club group tonight. We just finished. This is an oblong rectangle, I guess, container. So it's like this. It is lightweight. From the light here, I see the lights shining. I see little glue strings. That's just gonna drive me crazy. Anybody else like that? Anyway, so here is the container, the arrangement. It is an asymmetrical arrangement, meaning it's not exact on both ends. So we've got some tall here and we've got some shorter over here. And I was explaining to my members about positive space and negative space. Okay, so we've got this little area right here that is included in the arrangement, right? This little area right here, it's included in the arrangement, even though there is no flowers there. So because this is up here and it's got some height right here, to have this down here low, this is connected to this. So right through here is actually, it's space, it's a negative space, it's meant to be empty, but it's still considered part of the arrangement. So we talked about that, and we talked about spacing of our florals to make sure that everything has its own space. And I like that it's a little wild, not wild, but a natural look. It's not jam-packed. So each one of our florals has space, and if it were growing in nature, to breathe, right? So I'm trying to make it look as real as possible. These are all faux florals. We've got our climbing dahlias. We've got some Queen Anne's. We've got, what is this called? Something, I just lost it. It's on the tip of my tongue. We've got some little ranunculus. We've got some crab apples that are in the pink. And I wanted to show you also with the coloring how the pink goes from here all the way down, right? From here all the way down. So our eye goes from here all the way down. Now these are different florals, but they all coordinate well together because we've got some fuchsia in our little crab apples right there. It ties in with the fuchsia of our ranunculus, and then the pink and hot pink ties in really well with our climbing dahlia. So our eye flows from this way to this way. The other thing to consider is the placement of our blue. So we have our blue from here, and we have it here, and then it goes towards the back. So if I hold it this way, you can see the blue from front to back. It's a line. That's exactly what we've created. We've created this line that goes from here to here, and our eye will flow that way as well. The other thing I wanted to show you is this is artificial. It looks like a real stick, but it's not. It's an artificial branch that we coiled and curled. It was straight inside of the arrangement. You can see it coming out this way, and then you can see it coming this way. So I love this natural look. And you're probably thinking, well, I thought you were in the Wreath Making of the Month Club. We do make wreaths, I promise. I'm going to show you some of those in a minute. We do make wreaths, but we also make floral arrangements. But not only watch me make it, I want to educate you. I want to teach you how. I want to teach you from start to finish, fill in the arrangement, container. How do you even start? And I'm giving you permission to make a mistake, and giving you permission to try. Don't be afraid to try. A lot of times we're scared to cut that ribbon, or we're scared to cut that floral bush up, right? Because then we're committing to something. It's okay. It's okay to make a mistake, especially when you're learning. I made a mistake when I was making this. They got to watch me fix it and change my mind and pull something out and redo it because I just didn't like it. I gave them a reason why I changed it. So they're learning, and I was able to be, I like to be able to freeform and freestyle with our arrangement sometimes. So sometimes we offer the group members a kit to purchase from one of the retailers that we partner with. We partner with a couple of online suppliers that we trust and they bundle kits together for our members. And sometimes we offer that to them maybe like 3-4 times a month is what we do. But then there's times when we fill in with the freestyle. And so this is what we did tonight. You guys, if you like this arrangement, if you like the wild, untamed look, give me a heart. Give me a heart. Or do you like the very compact look? The very compact look. So Joanne, this stem came from a wholesale. This came from some place called Select Artificials. I told all of the SKU numbers to our members. So I told them where we purchased everything and all of the SKU numbers so that they can, go to Google or go to their favorite suppliers and look to see if they have them. I also told them where we got all of the flowers from. So So somebody asked about the glue, and then I'm going to show you some of the things that we have in the back. So my glue pan is over here. It's still hot. I probably should turn it off. Let me see if I can angle the camera this way just a tad. It is an 8-inch electric fry pan. You know, what you cook food in. Let me see if I can angle this down. All right, so this is the don't fall in the glue, phone. Don't fall in the glue. Let me turn this off really quick. This is where we have our glue. We use just regular glue sticks, right? Just regular glue sticks. Put it in here and get it to melt. We have our temperature control. I always like to use a glue pan that has the dial so that you can dial it into the temperature that you like. And then you want this to be a honey consistency. So you're looking for that, you know, when you put your, you know, spoon in the honey, that's what you're looking for, that honey consistency. Everybody will ask me, well, what temperature should my glue pot be at? And I'm going to tell you, it just depends. It depends on what style glue pan you have. Is it a 12-inch? Is it an 8-inch? Is it a Westinghouse? Or I don't know the brand names, but if it's a different brand than mine, and if you've got your temperature set differently, and then how much glue is inside the glue pot. So that's why I say just to check it. This is starting to cool off now because I've turned it off. Just check the consistency. One of the things you just got to take some precautions is, number one, put it on a tile or something that's going to protect your table. The element underneath is what gets hot, so you don't want that to be anywhere near the table. And then when this melts, it gets like that. I never change it out. I don't replace it. I don't clean it. As you can see, it's just a hot mess. But this is my glue pan, and it makes fasting easier. So I just dip in the glue and then put in the container, So that is the question there. Oh, thank you, Julie's Wreath of the Month Club. She teaches the art of wreath. Oh, well, thank you so much. You guys are so awesome over on Instagram. Let me see if y'all have any questions, just ask, because that's what we're talking about. Florals and wreath making, but they're faux florals. Where can you get the glue skillet? This I got off of Amazon. I got that off Amazon. Go to Walmart, go to thrift stores, Goodwill. There's always somebody here in the South. Every house has one of those electric fry pans, because that is what we cook the fried chicken in and our country fried steak. Y'all know Salisbury steak. Please tell me y'all know what I'm talking about. That is a staple in our house in the South. So if you don't know what that is, just, you know, check on Amazon. Check on Walmart, go, I don't know, but in the South, we have those all over the place. Like, you can get them literally in the Goodwill, because people like get rid of them. The Wreath of the Month Club. So somebody's asking over on Instagram how much the Wreath of the Month Club is. The Wreath of the Month Club is $27. It includes 5 to 8 new tutorials a month, as well as a library full. We've got 400 tutorials in the library. And so let me show you some of the ones that we have, okay? So this one will go into the library so that anybody can watch it any time of the year. You know, you can change out these flowers. So I made this for a summer, but if you're looking for spring, you just change out your flower types for a different look. So let me put this somewhere. Here is another arrangement that we did. So this is in the library. This is a kit, or was a kit, and we partnered with a company that whoever wanted to buy the kit, they purchased it. I showed them or taught them that you could spray paint the container was not this color, showed them how the container should be incorporated into the design. So we went with that. We went with this really pretty mauve, I don't know, what is this, y'all? I don't remember the name of this. And then these fun tulips that have that little ruffle, right? So we've got some pink here, and then we brought the pink over on the opposite side. But this is ginkgo, and then we've got some maidenhair fern and some gypsum in here and some grass. And all of this is made for outdoors. So I wanted to show them a container that you can leave it like this, right? Leave it like this and be pretty outside on a table. Maybe it's a back deck, maybe it's your porch, maybe you're giving it to a friend or a neighbor, or you can drop this into an urn that you already have at home. I do this all the time. I hate watering flowers. I don't have time for that. They always die, but I love to look at them, right? I love to look at them. So I'm always taking artificial flowers and filling up my containers that are outside with these. So I like to use plastics for this. We don't call it plastic, right? We call it waterproof botanicals. Y'all like the little trick on the words there? Waterproof botanicals. It just sounds fancier than plastic, right? So this is one, and I love the little, see, this is an artificial and it looks like willow branch. All of this is artificial and don't need to water. This would be a really pretty gift for mom for Mother's Day, wouldn't it? So that was a kit that we offered. Here is another kit that we did. Let me see if I see any questions. Oh, yay, ML just joined Wreath Making of the Month Club. Love the wreaths, and thanks so much for making me smile. Yes, Mabel from Michigan, welcome. We already answered that one. Let's see if there's any questions over here on Facebook. Love the group, says Marcia. New, says Tammy, to the Wreath of the Month Club group. My glue is fresh, but then after a few times of using it, the glue gets very thick. So you just need to turn the temperature up. You need to turn the temperature up. You don't, on your glue skillets, y'all don't want it to smoke. You're just trying to melt it so that it's, you know, usable. You don't want it to smoke. So here is a kit that we did in the Wreath of the Month Club group. It is a wreath, not an arrangement. I love this. So this is what I call a transitional wreath. This has mini roses and little mini Gerber daisies. Where are they? There's one here and there's some down there. So those are florals that can transition from season to season. So they look good late spring and then they look good early summer. So this is a perfect wreath for one of my customers who's looking for that transitional piece that works for both spring and summer, thereby saving some money so they don't have to change out their wreath, you know, for each season. Now, if you're in the South, we do wreaths all year round. Like you do a wreath for every holiday, every season, all the holidays. So here in the South, that's what we do. We're trying to change it to where up north people do the same thing. I don't know, I'm sure some of you do, but it's not as prevalent. You know, it's not as prevalent. Usually they'll just put a fall and a Christmas wreath up. They don't even know that we could put wreaths up all year round, but you can, and they're so fun to make. This one was actually made on a grapevine wreath. Right here, we showed them how to make the bow, and also, what was I going to say about this one? So this one, we're using the bow as our central binding point, right? So this is our central binding point, meaning it's going to give the illusion that everything is coming out from that area. So right behind the bow, it looks like everything is flowing, right? And that's why I chose that style. I love this look. So even though it looks like everything is coming from under the bow, it's not. It's not. We've got some things that we insert down here, and we give them tips about how to insert their florals so that they're not fighting, you know, with the grapevine wreath. Here's the back. You always want to make your back of your wreath tidy if you're going to sell it, if you're going to put it on your own door. It doesn't matter, but we put a little hanger on the back, and then we cover up any glue or anything that's a little unsightly with some of our leftover floral leaves. But I absolutely love how this turned out with the draping ribbon, and also the look of our eye. Our eye just goes from here to here. We talk about our line of sight needs to be firmed up and established in our wreath and our arrangements. So we talked about that, and I showed them how to do that. And then also, don't you just love how this drapes on the front? So even though this is a circle wreath, it just looks like it's spraying over the top. And you can see that it's you know, pretty deep. Pretty deep. Make sure your wreaths look good from all sides, because you never know when somebody's coming to visit your house or a customer buys it, which way do they open the door, and also is their door up high? So sometimes when you're walking up the stairs, you know how you look up to go to the door, and so you want underneath your wreath to look good, and you also want your sides to look good depending on which way you open the door. So how do we join the club? I'm going to pin it right here. It's learntowreath.com. You could just go to learntowreath.com to join us in our Wreath Making of the Month Club group. We only open the door up twice a year to new members. Let's see if I can type here. We only open the door to new members twice a year. And so tomorrow is the last day. If anybody is interested, just go there. We give a lot of information, but it's 5 to 8 new tutorials a month. We do a Q&A just like this, and I'm going to get to your questions. And then also we do a wreath critique. So you guys can post your wreaths, or you can post your arrangements, and I will critique them online. Everything is virtual. Our Wreath members do get first access to any in-person events that we do. So we do wreath making retreats, business retreats, and then also we host with other companies. We partner with Deco Exchange, and we do an annual, biannual, not biannual, every 2 years. What do you call that? Every other year? Wreath Makers Live. So that's where all of the wreath makers come from all over the world, and we get together. So that's fun. But our members get first access to that, and we typically sell out from that. So that's one of the perks of being in our Wreath of the Month Club group. The course, Dawn, is for beginners and advanced. Every tutorial that I do, I show you why. Like, why did I choose that sign? Why did I choose this color? What was my inspiration for this piece? Why am I thinking of this design and going with this design? And then where do I get the flowers? How do I insert them? How far out do they come from the wreath? And also the bloom sizes. A lot of times people have an issue with the scale, and I did the same thing when I was starting. My flower blooms were like 4 or 5 inches wide, and I'm trying to come up with an airy garden style look, and my wreath base was 14 inches, and it just wasn't working. The scale was all off, and so it takes me a while to learn it, but I've been doing this for 13 years, and I've narrowed down my signature system that I feel I can teach anybody to do from start to finish to make a beautiful wreath that is an airy garden style wreath. Let's see if there's any other questions. So Jackie, if you have any problems checking out or something doesn't look right, please just email us info@southerncharmwreaths.com, info@southerncharmwreaths.com. My assistant Taylor is wonderful. She gets back to you. We don't work, she's not working tonight, but she'll be there in the morning, and just message us, Jackie, on info@southerncharmwreaths.com, and we'll be glad to help you. So Marianne, that size of that grapevine wreath was 14 inches that I just showed you. Let's see if there's any other questions. How do you attach your signs? Nancy, that's a great question. So I always wire. I'm trying to think if there's any other reason I don't wire. I don't think so. If it's wood, I wire. If it's metal, I wire. If it's the little, what's that board? Oh, it's like a real soft board. I'm drawing a blank. Balsa wood, is that it maybe? You make those what are those derby cars? Boy Scout derby cars out of them. I think it's called balsa wood. So they're very lightweight. No matter what it is, y'all, I wire. And the reason I wire is because I ship my wreaths all over the country, and I want to make sure that it gets there in one piece. I wire the wreath down in the box so that when you turn it upside down, you're not crushing the ribbon or crushing anything. So I do wire all of it. Oh, I joined yesterday. Welcome then. Welcome. Let me see if I missed any other questions. Bianca says, I'm from the north, and I used to do just Christmas and spring wreath, and now that I'm into making wreaths, it's every month. Go, girl. You go, girl. See, we're slowly but surely changing the world. We're slowly but surely changing the world. We've got a lot of people all over the world asking how to get these flowers to them, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't ship the flowers. I just teach you how to use them. How would you measure the wreath from the furthest point on each side? So Judy's asking, if I'm going to register. If I'm going to list this on Etsy, how do I measure? How do I measure this? So I measure from, I typically just take a measuring tape and measure from here to here, because this is flat, the quickest distance from here to here. This is flat, it's going to be on the customer's door. So they're going to want to know from here to here how much this is. What's the distance from this, from the pieces that are coming out. They're not interested in the wreath size. They're interested in the full spacing from here to here. So I measure, but I do it on the back just so I don't have to avoid that. And typically I just lay it right here down on my measuring mat that I use on my table all the time to make, and I can see visually how far they measure out. And that's how I measure, Judy. All right, so y'all want to see something else that we made? One of the most, to me, the prettiest wreath that I feel like I've ever made. I know it's not for everybody, but I love it. This is such a popular style right now. Florals are in, like flowers, big fat flowers, everything flowers and compact. It's just a style that's in right now. I love that this is breaking the plane of the inside circle, right? So you can't quite see all the way through it. I love that look. When I put this on my door, it is just ba-bam, like it is like there in your face and you can't miss it, right? So vibrant and so pretty on the door. So this is another tutorial that we taught in our Wreath of the Month Club group. And you guys, I don't know if you remember, but I showed you on our pages and on Instagram how to collar your arrangement. So you want to make sure that you add this collar effect on the back if you're wanting to finish it off. I don't know, it's just a good way to finish it off. So I liked doing that. I thought this was pretty, but this is heavy and this is an expensive wreath to make. And so this was not a kit. This was me freestyling, but I wanted to give them options. It doesn't have to be expensive flowers. You can find florals anywhere. Anywhere. So if you want to shop at the dollar store, if you want to shop at Hobby Lobby, wherever y'all want to shop, you can find flowers anywhere. So this could just be, you know, all these could be flowers from wherever you want to shop, but it's a good way to just make a nice compact wreath. But these are not touching the wreath, okay? So you want to make sure that when you insert your flowers into your wreath, that you give enough space so that these have a chance to like form that compact look. But if I turned it upside down, you would see that they're about 2 to 3 inches away from the wreath. And that's why I chose to collar the sides so that it would just finish it off and give it a really pretty look. So that's one. I love these roses, and I think I taught you guys on one of the reels that I did on how to take your roses and open them up. So this was a closed rose, and I taught y'all how to open that up too. Let's see. Yes, we do. So if anybody is not ready to join us at the Wreath of the Month Club group, head over to our YouTube channel. We do free tutorials there. We have a blog, southerncharmwreaths.com, with a lot of information over there as well. We don't go into the detail. I don't go into all of the specifics of, you know, terracing and, you know, line and all of that. I don't teach the principles and elements necessarily on those. I just do a real quick tutorial to get you guys excited about florals and give you some ideas. I want you to find your joy with flowers, you know, no matter what it is, no matter what it is, no matter if you join us or not. Just have fun with flowers. They change the mood of people, and am I the only one that I don't care what kind of day I'm having, but just to look at flowers makes me happy. If I look outside and my planters are dead or they're empty, I just like, I gotta fix that. I gotta put some flowers in them, and you know they're faux. And so it just makes me happy. I feel like when we make flowers for other people to give as gifts, or if somebody buys it from us, we are changing the world because we're changing their mood. You can change the world one wreath at a time. So don't discount your talents. Let's see, I'm missing a lot of questions over here. Am I from California? No, I'm from South Carolina. how do you photograph your wreaths and sell online? So that's a great question, Elaine. So if you're photographing your wreaths to sell online, you're going to want to use artificial, not artificial. You can use artificial light if you want to, but I use the sun, all right? But you're gonna wanna make sure that it's filtered sunlight. So I just put it on my front door. I wait until it's filtered sunlight, meaning the sun's not directly overhead, because that's something that people always feel like, oh, the sun's the brightest. It's out, you know, in the middle of the day right above us, and I'm gonna go take a picture. And that's really the worst time to take a picture because it casts all these shadows. So you're gonna wanna make sure that it's filtered light. So that means right before it gets, you know, right as it's coming up or right when it's setting. So right after it's risen or right before it's setting. So it depends on what side of the house you're on. So in our old house, we had our door facing the setting sun. So it was always hot and blazing hot in South Carolina. My flowers did not fall off. The glue works, okay? Anyway, so I would wait until take my photos in the morning, like around 10. So the sun was actually behind the house, but it was up enough that it wasn't casting shadows. And then in this new house, our door faces the rising sun. And so I wait until about 2 or 3 o'clock when the sun is behind the house, and then I go take pictures. I feel like that is like the absolute best. And when you're taking your photos, I just use my phone. I don't have any special camera or equipment. And I set my phone camera size to square. All right, so you know how you can change the ratio of, I don't know, it's like 9 to 16 or 16 to 9, and then you have 1 to 1. I do the 1 to 1 square. I take, put it on my door, I change it to the square, and then I do, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 photos, because I know Etsy takes 10 photos. And then those are all, you know, it's far back, it's up close, it's side to side, it's top to bottom, it's focusing in on the focal piece, maybe it's the bow or the sign, and I take 10 photos. And then I switch it to Pinterest size, and I take 3 photos for Pinterest with that. I can't remember, it's either 9 to 16 or 16 to 9. It's gotta be 9 to 16. So I switch it and take 3 photos for Pinterest, and then I switch it to video, and I do videos for Etsy. You could do videos for TikTok. You can do videos for Reels on Facebook and Instagram. You could do Reels. You can take these videos and use them for the Explore area in Etsy as well. So always, and Pinterest even does videos too. So always, with every time I take one photo of one wreath, it's all of those different ways, all of those different ways. The membership club is $27 a month. You can cancel it anytime. It does not include a kit. It does not include any florals or anything like that. That's an additional cost. But we do partner with other companies that will bundle things together as a discount. So, you know, that wreath was a discounted, that kit that I just showed you was a kit. The arrangement that I showed you for the outdoors was a kit, and then that one was not. But so, you know, we partner with those, and those are 3 or 4 times a month. Optional if you want to buy it or not, but you can watch what I make and make the exact same thing. The kits do run out. We do have a lot of people who want to do them, and so sometimes we do run out of those, so it's not going to be one for everybody. Yeah, but that's what that includes. We also do a Q&A like this. So once a month we do this Q&A, and you get a community of other makers. So you get to join in. We've got almost 2,000 in our group, and most of them have been there for a while. So we polled the group, and 45% of them have been there for 3 years. And so they're very experienced. So they can answer questions that you might have. You know, they're always giving suggestions, supporting each other. We do a couple of people, you know, we have prayer requests in there. And so it's a wonderful community of men and women, and they're just loving and lifting each other up. There is no competition. I really don't believe in competition. I feel like we are all here on earth to serve everybody, right? We're here to make the whole world better. And there's enough for everyone to go around. I feel like the more education I can give you guys, the more you're going to be willing to go and make something. The more people that buy the flowers, the more the manufacturers need to make them. That means there's more selection for us, and there also means less competition for them, so the prices go down. So it just makes sense for all of us to pull together and share our knowledge, and that's what I'm about. So that's that. Let's see. Trying to staple the wire to the back, just be careful not to staple through. Okay, that's a good question, and let me show you my trick for that. You just put a piece of cardboard right there. You just tape it on there, and that will prevent that from happening. And I use 1/4 inch staples so that they're the shortest. Let's see if I'm missing any questions. Thank you for sharing. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Missing any questions over here? That wreath would make an awesome gift. It would definitely cheer somebody up, right? Could you send me the link to my messenger? So can you go to learntowreath.com? We've also got it linked here at the bottom. It's pinned. You can just click it and click on over to that. Learntowreath.com, learntowreath.com. And let me see if there's any questions over here. I think it means you're in the woods if it's in the rising sun. Okay, I didn't know that, Ryan. I'm like that. Flowers makes me happy. Yes. What gauge wire do you go to? Lily, I use 22 gauge. 22 gauge. Let's see. Elaine says, thank you for the invite. I watched your tutorial, paid for it to see how to pick coordinating ribbons and where to buy them from. Oh, the bow making masterclass. Yes, you can rewatch it. Yes, you can. Just send us a message. Info at Southern Charm Rees if you've lost that. All right, so Lily's saying, can you recommend some places that you can order decent quality florals online? So for me, that's this. And you have to understand that you pay for the quality. It's going to cost more. When I say quality, I'm looking for things like this. So what is this sitting on? So this is bendable. All of this bends. The leaves are typically bendable. Like this is faux branch or faux wood. It's all bendable. So you're looking for the quality. So that's quality. A lot of times you'll get florals where the blade of the leaves don't bend or something like that, which I think you can really make anything work. I really also like taking florals that are a little pricey and mixing them with florals that are filler or something like that are less expensive. So it brings the cost of the whole project down, but it also helps to, you know, make the project better. So you're using it, it's filling it up, but not everything is top quality soap flowers, if that makes sense. So where to get them? So for me, I like to go, I have a whole book of suppliers that you guys could get if you're interested. It took me about 13 years to complete that whole list, and trial and error. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but do you ever buy something like online and you get it in and it's like, well, that's a little smaller than I thought, or that's a lot bigger than I thought, or the quality of that is not what I thought, or the color of that is not quite what I thought. And so I really have taken time to develop a system and narrowed it down to companies that I trust. And so we have a whole book, it's linked in my bio. It's called Julie's Big Book of Suppliers. For all things floral, wreath making, and things like that. But you can go try Lily, greenerymarket.com, trendytree.com, and decoexchange.com. And that's just 3. I mean, we got a whole list of them. We've got some retail and some wholesale. So those were all retailers that I gave you. And I would try there because I love the quality that they provide. So, but just remember that some things give off a great appearance and they're a little less expensive, and you can tell that they're, you know, cheaper, but they still give a good impact. So especially like filler, you know, you're looking for that big filler. Oh, here, let's talk about this one. Perfect example of this filler, I think was very inexpensive. So here is the project. This is our sugar, I can't say the trademark name. It is the little sugar cookie that looks like the bunny rabbit, right? Looks like you could just take a little bite out of that sugar cookie. These are all faux, but there's this right here. So I don't know if you could see it. Here it is on Instagram, and then here on Facebook and YouTube. That's an inexpensive floral that you can divide and pop it around, and it makes the pieces very airy, and it adds a lot to the design, and it's inexpensive. Do you see the little pieces like popping around? Isn't that pretty? So this is a teardrop swag. If you don't know what this is, they call them swag wreaths. My customers call them swag wreaths. So if you make these for your Etsy shop, you're going to want to make sure you use some keywords that your customers use. But this is really pretty. We developed this on a pine base on the back, and I love how it turned out with the fun, bright colors. Very vibrant for Easter, and you don't usually see that. You usually see the pastels for Easter. Y'all like this one? Love this. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. So this one was one that we designed in the Wreath of the Month Club group, and this is one that I showed them, you know, how to attach things, how to disassemble, because this was all on one pick, and you're going to want to break these up and how to attach them. You know, you don't want to glue things because sometimes that glue might not hold. You want to wire your signs, like I said, and your ornaments. Let's see if there's any. You're welcome, Lily. Any tips for doing any in-home shows? Ooh, that's a good one. So if I were doing in-home, well, so it's up to you whether or not you want to do the alcohol or not, but I'm just going to say people buy when they're drinking. And it's your home. So it's an invitation to a party. So if you want to serve a little bit of, you know, wine, they might loosen up their wallets a little bit more. But here's my tip. So one of the things you could do, is it Ladia? One of the things you could do is partner with other makers. So it could be maybe you partner with somebody who sells candles, or somebody who sells lip scents or something like that. Partner with somebody else so it feels like they're coming to an event that has multiple people there. That sort of takes a lot of pressure off of you of doing everything, so that some of the other people that are also, you know, bring in their stuff. I wouldn't do another wreath maker. You be the wreath maker, let somebody else bring, you know, the candle something. And so that way it takes some of the pressure off of you, and you're sharing the responsibilities of it, and you're giving more of a reason for your guests to show up. You know, they might want to come support you for a wreath, but if they're going to see a jewelry show and a candle show and a wreath show, it's almost like, oh my gosh, this is going to sound like a fun little get together. So that would be my tip. You want to serve some food, and again, if you serve the alcohol, it's up to you. But then price everything in your home and display it in your home as if you would do it anyway. So this would be maybe on a door going into the pantry, and this would be on my buffet table or coffee table, and then another wreath would be on the bathroom door. And so you're just going to go through and put your items all over the place. Lantern swags, all arrangements, candle toppers, you know, things like that. Just put them all over the place with a tag and let them know that it's all available for sale. You can have bows. There's just so many things that you could do. But yeah, and then you're going to want to make sure that you get the word out. So hopefully your friend that you partner with, they're going to also invite their friends. You invite your friends, invite your church friends, and all of, just definitely tell everybody about it. And don't be afraid to try it. Don't be afraid to try it. It's really better if you have your own person who's checking people out. So I had a friend who did, she would do this frequently, and she worked it out to where she was able to walk around and mingle and talk to people, but she needed somebody else to check people out. So there was always a line, and she didn't want to be the one sitting at the table checking people out and taking their money. Somebody else needs to do that so that you can go talk to your customers and learn. Always, whenever you're doing your customers, your shows, or you're doing your events with people in front of you, talk to them, get to know them so that you know who your ideal customer is. Once you know who your ideal customer is, you know what to make to sell. So for me, I know this is like right up my ideal customers. Like, they love this style. They love this look. They love all of this. So just learn who your ideal customer is so that you can make within their price range. You can make what style they like. Is it farmhouse and country, or is it more wild and woodsy? So you get to learn them. So you want to make sure that you're always asking questions. Charlene, you are always good at the wreaths. I appreciate you sharing. Absolutely. Here is another arrangement that we made in our Wreath of the Month Club group. This is one that sits on my coffee table. So I love these peonies, the peach color. This is just the perfect for me, that like spring look. It also transitions into summer, but to me, it doesn't scream either one. It's perfect for a home decor piece. So this was one. I have this. I put it in this container. We don't hot glue in these containers, y'all. We don't hot glue in these. We want to reuse them again. All right, these containers can cost some money. That's glass, so I made it for me. I'm not shipping that one. And then the other one, I think that y'all. And then we have our watermelon one. I want to show you that one, and then see if we have any other questions before we wrap it up. I love this watermelon one, made with this bow that we taught in our bow making masterclass. So if you're in the Wreath of the Month Club group, you're going to see all of the masterclass bows. But see, here is the bow. Look how fun that is. And then you see the little watermelon slices. I love the bow and the little watermelon slices. Really fun, whimsical. I love teaching how to get that dimension and movement. So when the wind blows, so does your wreath, and it just makes your door come to life. Love the peony, says Jackie. Yes, my daughter-in-law does a party every fall. So there, see, includes numerous types of products. There you go. There you go. Oh, a Bridgerton inspired arrangement. Now that sounds like fun. I'm going to have to go watch. So I didn't know that there was a season 2. I have had my head in florals apparently, and my daughter was here and she goes, no, there's a season 2. And I'm like, well, I know what I'm doing this weekend. So I'll do some research. I'll do some research and try to find that. Love the white flowers. Oh yeah. So those white flowers are Queen Anne's lace. All right, you guys, so if you are interested in our Wreath of the Month Club, I'm looking for any questions before we head off. It's learntowreath.com, learntowreath.com. It includes all that I mentioned, and also we are going to close the door tomorrow. So tomorrow is the last day to join if you're interested. We will not open the doors again to the public until fall, and we don't want you to miss out. So if you're interested at all in joining, I would be honored to have you. You can have access to all of our library, 5 to 8 new tutorials a month, also a whole community of makers to serve and lift you up and inspire you and help you in any way that you need. And yeah, so you can, no matter what you want to do with what you learn, whether you want to make something for your home, give away as gifts, you know, donate it so that you can earn money for a silent auction or something like that, or to sell. So like I started to sell to help with the family expenses, no matter what. Join us in our Wreath Making of the Month Club group. I'm there to help and answer your questions and assist you on your wreath journey. Yay, Wreath World, join the Wreath of the Month Club, girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. When do we meet? So Gwendolyn, typically we do, so everything is recorded. Everything is recorded, so you can watch it at your leisure. If you're not on Facebook, we do stream live onto our member portal, so it's a password protected website. You log in, we stream there so you can watch it, but we do stream on Tuesdays. We call it Lunch and Learn, 12:30 on Tuesdays and 7:30 on Thursday. So that would be Eastern. So we just got finished doing this one, and that's when I jumped on live with you guys. So we just did this one tonight in the group, and then we'll do another one next Tuesday. So we do twice a week, and then the Q&A is always at the end of the month, and then we do the critique, try to do that towards the middle or the end of the month. Oh, thanks. My story inspired you. I'm interested in focal flower placement, how you decide where they should be placed and how many to use. So that's a great question. It really just depends on the project. So are you making an arrangement? Is the arrangement oval? Is the arrangement round? Is the arrangement going to be asymmetrical? Symmetrical? What is the project? So all of that plays into account. The number of flowers, there is a rule that I don't know. I don't think you, I mean, I break the rules, right? But once you learn the rules, it does make sense, and you know what will be harmonious and look good together. So typically odd numbers look the best, but not to say that you can't put 2 or 4, you know, so there's no rule with that, but typically the odd numbers do typically look better. And then also you're going to want to space your florals so that they're not touching. Well, again, it just depends on the style. Like this compact wreath, they're touching. So it really just depends. So I like to teach many ways and many styles so that you guys can find what you like to do and be as successful as as you can with it. Find something that you love to do and then really learn to master that. I can't answer that right off, but again, it just like this one. See how we have spacing between our focal flowers? We have spacing between our focal flowers here. You just want to make sure you have spacing. I didn't count them. And here, again, we still have spacing, but they're touching other flowers. So it really just depends on the arrangement or the style. Annie's asking, when you join, do we have access to past videos? Yes, we have 400 videos that you have access to. So you pay, and it's like a streaming, like Netflix. You pay, and then you have access to all of the videos. I think. So Cheryl is asking if we teach about how to mix greenery, and that is one of the first tutorial. We talked about it. We talk about it on Q&A, and I explain all of it. And so I told them that this was like the 3rd time somebody's asked. So that triggers to me to say, okay, I'm just going to record a video about greenery, and we'll put it in the portal, and you guys can go and refer back to it there so that you always can look at it. But that is one of the videos we're going to be teaching and recording coming up soon. But we went through it last Q&A. All the Q&As are in the portal as well. Are there new trends in wreaths? So, Elaine, you know what the biggest trend this year is? The biggest trend, you guys, is whatever is delivered. I'm not lying. It is so hard to get some items on time. So Christmas came very late. Right now, if I see anything summer that I like, I'm snapping it up. If I see ribbon or anything fall, I'm snapping it up because it might not be there. It might not be there when I need it. So literally anything that's comes in stock is on trend. I know that sounds crazy, but really, I mean, I could tell you that the bumblebee and the watermelon are trendy, but really, I mean, it's if it comes in, it is. But bumblebees and ladybugs and watermelon are trendy. The red truck or the truck theme is starting to trend out, but some places like it. Butterflies are huge. That's a big trend for this spring. I think the bike wheels are really popular still. I'm trying to think of any other trends that pop into my head that I recall. Because, you know, I go to market to do the research and figure out what is trending for the group. And it was last June that we pick out our spring and summer. So you do it a year in advance, and it's kind of hard to remember all of that. But butterflies, if I recall, were popular. Ladybugs, watermelons, all of that. And anything vibrant and bright and floral is very trendy right now. Just find what you like and find what your customers like if you sell it online, because sometimes, you know, what's trendy is not necessarily what's selling in your area. Sometimes you can see things like, for example, the red truck is trending out in the floral industry. However, you might be in an area that everything is red truck and everybody loves it. Or the gnomes. Like the gnomes are trending out in the floral industry, but everybody wants them still. So you make what your customers want and that you can get. Let's see, I just joined the Wreath of the Month Club. Thanks, Lana. Is there a tutorial for the watermelon wreath? Yes, it's in the group. It's in the Wreath of the Month Club group. I'm looking, how do you find the new pretty ribbon? I just go to the suppliers. Join the mailing list of all the suppliers that I recommend. Join on their email mailing list, and you'll get emails when they stock up their ribbon. But I just go to their companies and I buy online. You can go for the big book of suppliers, Laura. It's inside of the Wreath of the Month Club group. If you're interested in joining the group, you can get that book for free. So that's in there. But if you you could go to fauxflowersupplies.com, fauxflowersupplies.com for the book. fauxflowersupplies.com for the book. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me tonight. Again, if you're interested in the Wreath of the Month Club group, join me. Tomorrow is the last day. I'll be doing all of this inside the group. If you don't want to join me, that's fine too. I'll be doing live on YouTube and Facebook about once a week is what we try to do if there's time left in the week. But we're going to be doing, you know, we do 5 to 8 videos a month in the Wreath of the Month Club group. And we go into detail about why, like why that color, why that ribbon, why do we attach it there, why are we defining our line, why are we talking about spacing and all of that. All right, you guys, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the night, and I pray that you guys find your joy in flowers or whatever that is for you. We need a little joy, don't we, in the world? And so whatever that is for you, that brings you some peace and joy, I pray that you find it, and I will talk to y'all next time. Bye-bye.